or
Master Sergeant.
yeah, well,
So what you're trying to say, if they saw your shoulder straps, they would even treat you even meaner
yes.
than if you were.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That's why that was their way in clubs and commissary. That you didn't wear.
You're right.
You got a little stipend or something for your civilian clothes or something like that. But
Okay.
And God made everybody equal.
I mean, everybody happy. Yeah. But oh yeah. I don't know. Just because her husband wore bars and stars, that they thought they were better than other women or men.
But that's human nature. It's like,
It is. It is.
you know, I saw Mick Jagger in 1969. He was a mile away at that stadium. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, real got close and personal, didn't
Yeah,
Yeah. That's the way it was with Bob Hope in Vietnam. They truck you in there and you're a mile deep. You couldn't even see them, you know, you could hear it over the speakers and stuff, but it's not like when Mom and I went to the Fox and saw all these people in person, you know. We were still in the audience, but we weren't a mile away.
And so Bob Hope came, and was he entertaining?
Yeah, he had a troupe with him, you know, like Anne Margaret and, you know, all these, but I don't know who got in the front seats, but I didn't even go to 90% of them.
So top brass, I suppose.
I guess, yeah. They have these token GIs up front, the regular grunts and stuff, you know. But
I think you also mentioned, I remember in Gainsborough, that Jane Fonda also came, no? To Vietnam?
Jane Fonda went to North Vietnam.
North Vietnam.
Not South Vietnam. She went. That's why everybody today, my age or more, can't stand her. She got on a Vietnamese tank and was taking pictures. And today's shows, I can't tell you the words she used, but they were not good. She was welcoming.
But again, I because I don't know the story. So she went to the enemy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We called her Hanoi Jane.
Okay. So she was basically there with the Soviets and northern Vietnamese?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm surprised you never heard that, Hanoi Jane.
No.
That's what we called her. And
But how was she?
she was an American Hollywood star,
Yeah.
whatever she was. And, you know, it's been so many years, I don't know the circumstances. I just remember what she did and her negative comments. Now, she has many times said, oh, I didn't know what I was doing, so young, and blah, blah, blah. It's like Rodman going to freaking North Korea. And now I see that they've got a special coming up this weekend on ESPN, I think, on one of those sports channels, of the woman who stole Rodman's millions.
Yeah.
So, I don't know about it. I know Rodman is bipolar and schizophrenia, just like Cav.
And what was do you remember, let's say, the result of that? Meaning, she came there to entertain North Vietnam, and then she got back home?
It was her political belief that we shouldn't be there, and she went over at the invitation of the
Okay.
her and I can't think of that dang California governor Tom somebody. She was married to him at the time.
Oh, they
And-
both went there.
But you ask any old Vietnam trooper about Jane Fonda, and they'll probably spit then answer. It was just demoralizing.
Yeah.
Here we are over there trying
Yeah.
to do what we're doing because the communists wanted to take over the whole country. But
Interesting.
it is interesting if you look back on it on today. We shouldn't even been over there, but we did. We should have we should have learned from the French in Vietnam and learned from the Russians from Afghanistan. But no, somebody has this political agenda going, and you know, I left Vietnam with a very, very sour taste in my mouth, and as far as how we did things and how we were treated, and I just, yeah, so, you know, you look back on it, especially when you age a little bit and get think about it at this particular stage of my life. What a waste of people. Had so many dear friends, you know, because when you're in a combat zone, you cling on to whoever you're exposed to, and you come pretty deep. Either you hate him or you love him, you know. And we're doing the same thing. Haven't learned. We're doing the same thing still. A little hot spot breaks out somewhere, and we got to be the police. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but sort of history repeats itself. It's been happening.
It does.
Past century before that, and we were talking. I was talking to Mom yesterday. Old Testament, it's the same thing. Kings, the Book of Kings, same thing. One nation or whatever, one kingdom is trying to invade the other, slash and kill and everything.
Oh, when I was little and going to church, it was always Christian soldiers and stuff, and I was like, you know, a Christian soldier, you know, but he's out killing people. So
Well, Crusaders.
Crusaders,
It wasn't. By the way, it was a bloodshed. You know.
yeah, right. Yeah. Well, anyway.
By the way, I had questions that I remember that in North that Lutheran school was called the Crusaders.
They were called the
The
Crusaders.
Crusaders, yeah. And I was.
Get my sword out. Gee.
Yeah.
The Crusaders, huh? Yeah, I used to, when I was being taught as a young child, I got so confused. I wouldn't know where their army was, you know, and it was just different. My mother and my grandmother were real serious religious believers. They really, actually, probably because of so much pressure that my younger brother and I got in. If anybody held anything that was religiously involved, I had to be there, you know, work all day in the fields, come home and drag your ass, sit in church and listen to someone spit his ideas out. But I know my little brother. He just swore off religion. You know, because it felt like they were talking down to you. You know, and our little rural area with a church in the middle, that preacher thought he had the right to get up there. He'll talk about you. When we, there goes Chuck Wiley or Charlie Wiley running down the back roads, twice the speed limit or something. He'll tell you right from the pulpit, and I didn't agree with that crap. And, or he'd tell us, well, I saw John yesterday as I rode by. He was sitting on the front porch with a case of beer in his, I mean, who gives a, why should you talk like that? And that's what turned Ray off, because I asked him a couple of times, do you go to Catholic services with, well, she don't go anymore, she got Alzheimer's, but Mary L was a, French Canadian, real steeped in Catholic religion,
And I think it happens in smaller communities.
Oh,
What I'm saying, it's just, there is nothing to talk about but about Chuck Wiley
Yeah.
running around 3 miles over the speed limit based on your own perception. What?
Yeah. That's what turned Ray off. One of our friends, childhood friends, father was what we called ordained minister. He just went to extension courses. Okay, and his regular job was a insurance salesman, and I would say a hobbyist when it comes to planting seeds and growing garden stuff. He was a hobbyist, and he cursed like a sailor and cry like a baby on Sunday. Repent and come. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What I'm getting at now today, we went to, not today, but in today's society, we went to a Baptist church in Florida quite a bit, and all of these ministers were college-educated theologians, and you got something out of it.
Yeah.
They'd walk you through it stage by stage. They wouldn't just get up there and scream and yell and tell you you're going to hell.
They would give you more rational reasoning behind this and this with some history, and that's what I prefer to hear.
Yes,
I suppose.
Yeah.
Though, Chuck, I was never part of this very little community with,
I haven't been exposed to it since I left that little area, because in the military, they just had services, undenominational. I mean, you went there and they talked about Christ, regardless of what your faith was, And when Shirley and I first got married, we were doing 2 and 3 services a day. We'd go to Catholic services, and then after that was over, the Protestant minister would come in, and we'd listen to him. We did that quite a bit.
By the way, when I was, upstate New York in that seminary, because eventually I got that, meaning in 2013 I got that bachelor in theology.
Yeah.
And we had a very interesting visitor. I actually have pictures. I don't have any videos, but I forgot. I forgot his name now, but I have it. It's in my records somewhere. We had a real U.S. Army chaplain visiting us, and his speech was very simple. I mean, first, blah 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 blah, the U.S. Army, which was very good at educational, and second, the U.S. Army is looking for chaplains, number 2.
Right.
Number 3, believe it or not, U.S. Army is looking for Christian Orthodox. I mean, you don't have to be specifically, you don't have to be Russian, but we've got Greek, let's say, people with a Greek background, and we need Orthodox chaplains.
Yeah.
So one of the ways was to get there. I mean, seriously, I didn't think about it
Yeah.
this way, but I thought it was a very interesting suggestion, and it was basically smart, and they need people in the
Oh,
army.
sure. You know Jerry, you met in Florida?
Yeah.
From New York? He did that he was a recruiter for doctors.
Mm.
And he met
Military recruiter for doctors.
military
So
doctors.
basically visiting doctors' offices and asking them to
He-
become part of the military
Well, he would meet them in different
environments.
environments, and most of them were like very much seeded in their career
Yeah.
field, and he'd sign them up as reservists. They were in the reserves,
Yeah.
and he talks about quite a few of them that they still took their tours overseas or whatever, every couple months, a year.
Mm-hmm.
And he got quite a few doctors to sign up that they wanted to give back, especially after 9/11. He said that he stayed. He was drafted when he was 26. He already had his master's degree, and he got in there in
In a family.
a family.
Again,
And
two kids.
so when he was drafted and went through basic, he was assigned to Hunter Army Airfield in some kind of I can't remember exactly what the field was, but he stayed in it 9 years, and then when he was going to get out, they offered him from a staff sergeant to a captain based on his rank and things. So he actually was in the military 40 years.
So
Yeah.
he decided to accept that captain thing,
Yeah.
and then blah blah.
Well, what
moving
happened, he became the military liaison for New York and New Jersey. And when 9/11 happened, he was the military liaison
That worked there.
that organized all the military presence there.
Mhm.
And
He
matter of
is-
fact, I made him a sign that said,
Interesting.
yeah, I made him a sign.
Yeah.
Well,
They're
And
great
but
people.
he was right there at what they call it, ground zero.
Yeah.
And
He was right there.
now he's got something that he says he might have picked up from there. Some kind of, they advertise it on the TV all the time.
he's a living
It's
proof.
in the-
He's a living proof to that song. Jerry was there. I could
Yeah.
feel his presence everywhere.
Yeah.
Jerry
Yeah.
Garcia from
Right.
Grateful Dead.
Yeah, Grateful Dead.
Jerry was there.
Yeah.
But he, yeah.
I could feel. That this is.
People don't realize, that the military is in a lot of background.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay.